Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well. This video is going up a little bit later than originally planned because at the end of the day, guys, I had to go out and celebrate with my mates who are going to be making a couple of cameos in this video because I did say that the content is going to be changing slightly. But this is my full-time thoughts on West Ham 3, Chelsea 1. As always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, guys, as you can see from the icon that's up here. But there's also Chelsea gear in there as well, along with Admiral and Umbro track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts, and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases made through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending directly onto the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as at the time of this recording they are supporting 39 separate food banks. So guys, go grab yourself a very nice retro shirt or a very nice polo. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I to put food on their tables in this very difficult few years that we've all been experiencing. So guys, let's crack on with it. Now, normally what we would do now is we would talk about the team sheet, but as I said at the start of this video, there's going to be some cameos in this video, and now we're going to turn over to Dennis, where him and I are going to be talking about the starting 11.
Okay, Den, run us through the lineup.
I mean, there's only one change, which sounds pretty solid. James Ward-Prowse coming in for 4-0s. Things a bit harsh dropping 4-0s. He had a decent game against Bournemouth, but I think the guess is you drop the quality of Paqueta, and Souček had a good performance. I guess 4-0s was the one you were going to drop. I mean, how do you think?
I'm thinking David Moyes is thinking a free kick here and there. But yeah, I agree. You know, it's good that he's kept Areola in goal. Same back four of Soufal, Zuma, Agued, and Emerson. Makes total sense. Yep. Let's say Ward-Prowse and Paqueta in the midfield makes complete sense. With Bowen, Benrahma, and Antonio up front. First London derby of the season. Happy with this. I think it's going to be a tricky one, mate. But other than that, what are you thinking on it?
I mean, the only thing I can think as well is that way, obviously we may disagree with it, but he likes to play 4-0s as a left winger. He's also possibly thinking that way he's got an option on the bench for Benrahma when Benrahma inevitably gets either knackered or nullified. So maybe he's thinking that way. I mean, again, agreed with a settled back four and second goalkeeper. Whatever we think about Fabianski, it's very important for a goalkeeper and for a back four to have that consistent communication and that consistent lineup. So yeah, I mean, I predicted an unchanged one because I don't really think any individual performance from last week against Bournemouth. However, Ward-Prowse, I mean, corners, in-swinging free kicks or direct free kicks, the man's money.
Yeah, no, I agree, and this is the reason why we were saying in the pub that if there is Ward-Prowse is going to come in, the only logical decision is to make 4-0s in his place. So
yeah, because you've got the quality of Paqueta and you've got the unpredictability of Thomas Souček, which, hey, he had a good game against Bournemouth. Let's hope for more of the same.
Exactly, and with that, back to the studio.
Now, the one thing that I didn't say in this video when we were talking about it was down to the fact that Zuma was captain. I took massive issue with that. For those that are watching the Bournemouth watch-along, I don't think he's captain material in any shape or form. But, however, we will talk about that a little bit later. In actual fact, no, we won't talk about it because Zuma doesn't have a game worthy enough to talk about. But to start the game off itself, I thought we played really, really well. You know, James Ward-Prowse made his debut, as we were talking about with me and Dennis just now. Set up, had some fantastic corners. You know, 7 minutes in, second corner of the game, beautiful ball from James Ward-Prowse. Agued jumps up like a salmon, as Antonio used to do, which he hasn't done for quite a while. Let's be honest about that. But jumps up, same way that Ogbonna would do it as well, for that matter. Back of the net, boom. It's 1-0, and very, very happy with that. However, Agued obviously did pick up a booking in the first half. Now, the thing is that we sat back. We really, really sat back a little bit after that. We still pressed them for a little while, but after a while we sat back and tried to absorb the pressure, which is one of the reasons why Chelsea had 75% possession in the first half. Now, Chelsea's equaliser by Mr. Unpronounceable, Chukwuemeka, I don't know how the hell he bloody pronounce it, to be fair, is probably the easiest goal he's going to score in any shape or form. You know, it's just, we absolutely sat back. Nobody challenged. Boom, it's in the back of the net and it's 1-1. Now, that's not the only thing that Chelsea did in the first half. You know, they pressed us massively, as I've intimated with the possession stats. But, you know, we also, Souček gave away a penalty. There's actual fact there was a penalty before that. It was cleared off because the attacker was offside. But it was the right call. You know, I do think that the referee, Brooks, was terrible. It was awful, giving things away to Chelsea. But at the same point, everybody was worried about Areola in terms of his penalties. Because as we've seen from the previous cup games, as well for that matter, that the cup games, that Areola can't save a penalty. But to be fair, you know, Fernandez came up, did a very good penalty, to be honest with you. Really, really did in the 43rd minute. But Areola palms it away, and we were so fortunate to be at 1-1 going into half time. Now here is Charles Johnson, who's making his debut on the channel. Another friend from the West Ham Way YouTube channel, who's unfortunately no longer making content on that channel. But here is what Charles and I had to say at half time.
All right, so 1-0 at half time. Charles making his debut on the channel, by the way. Charles Johnson from the West Ham Way. Stuff in his face as usual. Charles, give us your thoughts on now we're at half time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, come right out of the gates firing. Ward-Prowse, beautiful corner. Again, getting his head on it. Couldn't ask for a better start. We haven't played a bit of football since though. Just let Chelsea completely dominate the rest of that half, and inevitably they go and score after some poor defending. And then obviously we get lucky with the penalty save. Great save by Areola, by the way. He's obviously really staking his case to be that number one goalie. But overall, yeah, I mean, not a lot to report in terms of opportunities for us apart from the goal that we had. So, you know, Moyes needs to give them a bit of a rollicking at half time and make sure that, you know, they actually, whilst it's all right to sit back and soak up pressure, you've actually got to utilise the attack. And, you know, we've got some good attacking players. Use them. So yeah, a lot more improvement needed in the second half.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with what you're saying, mate. I'll probably forget this by the time we get home, but at the end of the day, I thought the referee hasn't exactly helped matters in a few things. I mean, why on earth he booked Emerson but didn't book Sterling for that? Honestly, because they were both giving each other's. But at the same point, the equaliser from Mr. Unpronounceable, Chukwuemeka, wherever the fuck you pronounce him. You know, it was our own doing. It really, really was. But yeah, so we'll wrap it up from there on. We'll go back to the studios.
You know, don't get me wrong. It was a very, very good performance from West Ham at the start of it. Now, this just shows how you feel at half-time in comparison to full-time. Second half comes around. Unfortunately, Aguerd picks up a second yellow on the 67th minute, some stupid fucking challenge, and we're down to 10 men. Antonio, just before that, scores a very, very good goal. Great ball from James Ward-Prowse into his line, and I was shouting as Antonio was running down this side of the pitch from this perspective. Obviously, that side from you guys, but this side from our perspective, I was shouting, "There's nobody there! There's nobody there! There's nobody there!" It puts it into the back of the net, and we're 2-1 up. Fantastic, loved it. We were shit for a lot of the second half. Really was terrible. Again, inviting pressure from Chelsea in every shape or form. Poor possession stats once again. But we got that second goal. Things started to turn a little bit in terms of the fact that, do you know what? You know, none of us were saying it, but a lot of us, I guarantee, were thinking that you know, we can get something out of this game. I said in the preview, I said that 2 points out of 2 games would be very good, but I said when we came to the last 6 home games against Chelsea, I said I do think we could get something out of this, and we were proven very right. Now, there was in the first half, I think it was, or towards the second half, one of the two, there was something going on in the East Stand. Yeah, there really was something going on in the East Stand. a bit of a kerfuffle going on. Rumours flying about that he was a Chelsea fan. I don't think he was. I just think he was being a dickhead. He might have been a Chelsea fan. If anybody's sitting in the in the Billy Bonds lower that were involved in it, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what was going on. There was a couple of people that were escorted out through that. But yeah, you know, it was. But anyway, we were kind of more concentrating on that for certain parts of the second half. But at the end of the day, you know, we got the third goal, a great goal from Lucas Paquetá, perfect penalty in every shape or form. Paquetá played phenomenally well. James Ward-Prowse came off, and Alvarez, the other new signing, came on. You know, later on into the second half. As I say, I do think Brooks didn't exactly help himself, and his officials as well, for that matter. Paquetá got booked because he was arguing with the linesman that he should have had a foul. You place with the whistle. It's schoolboy error. It really is a schoolboy error. But guys, these are my thoughts on the West Ham Chelsea result. Perfect, you know, 4 points from 2 games. I did say in the Three Hammers podcast that I did, I asked us guys, would 5 points from 3 games be acceptable? It is 100%. We are 95% the way there. Obviously, we've got Brighton coming up as well this weekend, so the preview is going to be available as well. If you haven't already done so, the video where I'm talking about Mavropanos is available as well, that went up once I saw that X had confirmed that he's having his medical, and in actual fact he was watching the game, and so hopefully either Monday or Tuesday Mavropanos should be confirmed as the third signing of the summer transfer window. And boy, right at the right time, because obviously, as I say, Aguerd picked up 2 yellows. We were down to 10 men. Chelsea couldn't book the 10 men so I couldn't take an advantage of the fact we were down to 10 men. You know, 4 points from 2 games, 6th in the table if I remember correctly, going into the end of the weekend. Very happy with this, guys. Put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this. I don't want to go on for too much longer because we're waffling on as usual. But in general, guys, it's a great start to the season. Can we make it 5 points from 3 games against Brighton on the weekend? The preview is going to be going up. Also on Monday night, tomorrow night I should say, or tonight, depending on when you're watching this, there will be a recap video with a special guest coming on to talk about it as well. But in the meantime, guys, look after yourselves, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. All the best now. Take care.